Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the PDSA fundraiser. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over an older farm once again, and this is basically just to see which farms are doing really well at the moment, which farms are performing better since the release of SL. Now, quite a lot of these farms actually dropped in value quite significantly, and I wanted to revisit a few. Today we are currently sat on my Demon Hunter, who is my dedicated skinner. This is because he can tank a load of mobs and burn them down really easily, as he's vengeance, and that just means he just can't die. So that means we have been doing a load of farming, and currently we are located in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Now you can probably think, if you've been doing gold making for quite a while, where I am situated, and this is with the pack of the wolves that you'll be skinning for dredged leather. I noticed that dredged leather had still been relatively good in the grand scheme of pricing wise, and it actually bumped its way back up. And figures everyone stopped farming it and they're doing current content SL stuff. So I was like, right, let's just double check this, and we noticed that the sell rate was pretty damn good for dredged leather even still today. So I decided to revisit this farm, and this is what I farmed. Currently, let's go into WorthIt and let's have a look at my farms. And if we go over to the Eternal Blossom skinning farm, we can see that we got, for an entire hour's worth of farming, 35,084 gold. Now this is quite good. I'm really happy with that. The overall sell rate, with all of it like averaged, is 0.15, so that's pretty damn good. The bloodstained bones are at like 4 gold a piece. The dredged leather is currently at 33 gold for the market value. I have my own custom string for this, where it just gives me the lowest value that is on my server, so I don't really have to look for all of this. And Tempest Hide is not overly anything to write home about, so it mainly is the dredged leather. We can also double check this by going into edit, and it will tell us how much everything is worth, and dredged leather is of course the highest thing. We got 978 of that for 32,694 gold. Questionable meat, however, the sell rate has dropped quite significantly, so I'm probably not going to sell that, because it's just going to take forever and a day to sell, and I'll probably end up with a net loss. So I'd rather just vendor that, because it's only 262 questionable meat, and it goes for about 1 gold on my server with a 0.04 sell rate, so will not be selling. However, Tempest Hide I will sell, because we sell a lot of that each and every day. Dread Leather, of course, we sell a lot of that. The sell rate on that is 0.14, and the calcified bones is 0.1, and the bloodstained bones is 0.27. So realistically, how do we do this farm? Because 35,000 gold for an hour's worth of farming is pretty dang good. Well, what you'll be wanting to do is start your farm off here. I usually wait for this pack of mobs, and I gather all of these guys up in one session and just gather them all up and burn them down. After doing that, I will then fly all the way over to this spot over here, and this is when I will start by gathering up all of the mobs. I will fly up to around about this point, and I'll jump down and pull all of these mobs right here, and I will burn them down in this section just here. Once that's done, I will then gather up these few mobs just over here and burn them down as well. You can pull them all in one session if you really wanted to, but you may lose the aggro on that wolf just over here. Once this area has been cleared of all the wolves, I can usually pull them all in one go. I will fly over here and gather up these mobs, and then these mobs here. Once I've burnt these 4 wolves down and skinned them, I'll fly back here, and typically once I've taken out all these 2 plus this 3rd one over here, all of these wolves will have respawned. Now I did some playing around with this while I was doing the farm yesterday, and I found that that was the best way in order to go about doing it if you're doing it solo. And overall I found it to be quite easy. It's like 4 spawn points, which is here, gather up, and then once again we fly all the way over here and we gather up all of the mobs over here, And once they're burned down, you burn down those ones, and then you burn down that part, and then all that. So really, it's a really easy route in order to do. You're just basically running around in like a triangular shape overall, and it's really easy. The only thing is the glove enchant for Shadowlands Gathering won't actually work for, obviously, BFA stuff, so you will be requiring Dark Moon Firewaters. Now, that being said, we can have a look at this right here, and overall, we got so much dredged leather. I'm so happy with all of this right there. It's just a brilliant farm in order to do. Now, that being the case, we're going to have to send all of this stuff over to Corthana. So what we'll do is we will open up our mailbox quickly. I don't want to keep the questionable meat. That was just something that we got as a byproduct, and it's not going to sell overly fast. And because it's a material, I don't really want to be bothered doing any of that stuff right there. Now, it may differ for you, but I really don't want to do that. So what we'll do is we'll go down to farming, we'll go down to skinning, we'll grab Shadowlands, and then we'll just put the heavy desolate leather into that, and then dredged leather will obviously go into the one for BFA. So we'll create a group called BFA, and then we'll just add that in there, and then we can now send that off towards everyone, hopefully. And bing bang bush, all sent to Corthana. That is basically the farm. It's pretty easy to follow. It's just killing everything in that vicinity. Once again, it is on this section on the map, so you won't have that much of an issue. It's right near the river, so really easy in order to do. So from all of that, guys, let's jump into the gold for the day. Okay, so the gold for the day is a oh my days, really bad day today. 3,895 gold. That's really bad. The mark of the Sentinel was 1,187 gold, and not much of worth right there. That's really bad for the actual day. That's damn. That's so disappointed with the day. Yeah, I don't even know what to say with that one. That's just really bad. But then again, we have been pulling all our efforts into a load of other things as well. So that being the case, that is okay. No, it's actually pretty bad. But aside from that, we do have all of our materials, which we will now sell on the auction house, and we'll actually start selling those on. Currently, we have 1.5 million worth of stuff on the auction house, and we're about to sell a load more to the auction house right there. So, that being said, let's just bung all of that to the auction house right now, and then we can have a look at all that right there. So, that's all posted to the auction house. That now brings us up to 1.63 million, and that is pretty damn good. So we can just hold fire, and hopefully a load of this stuff will sell. Now, obviously, I have been playing around with a load of Shadowlands farms, just trying to find a good skinning farm in order to actually do. That's why I had some in my Demon Hunter's bag, because I was like, I really want to do some Shadowlands stuff, but none of. But at the moment, I'm still trying to find one that I would enjoy doing, and then I'll talk about it, of course, because some of them are just like tedious and really annoying, and I really wouldn't want to put anyone through that. If it's just tedious and annoying, I'd rather do something that I consider fun. So aside from all of that, that is basically everything for today. The one thing I would note, however, is a nice little tip, and that is if you have a Brutosaur or you have the auction house in your garrison. Generally, when you're trying to actually relist stuff in a capital city, you will tend to see that if you're trying to mass descan or mass post loads of stuff, you'll be clicking the button and it will be very slow when a throttle is not actually necessary. This is basically due to the amount of people that are there. So what I tend to do is I'll just transfer myself over to my garrison, and that seemingly solves the issue for me. I'll just relist on my Brutosaur in my garrison, as there's it's a sharded area, so it's really easy for me to just post without that much interference coming along. So just a little random tip that I picked up yesterday for myself, and just relaying it on to you for the day. Aside from that, the gold for the day is really bad, so I can't really complain all that much, but hopefully the farm aids you in some way. Aside from that, the Worth It export for this farm from my farm is in the description down below. Aside from that, while you're there, if you want to donate to the PDSA fundraiser that I'm currently doing for the month of January, then the link is at the top of the description. Other than that, guys, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.